Renee, what is up? Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's always so nice to see your face.
Of course.
Welcome. Thanks for your time. I just wanted to chat with you a little bit about you. We want to spotlight our leaders and we want to just share their stories in hopes that they could inspire other women. So I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what brought you to where you are today? What brought you to Epic? What brought you to Power Girls? You just have the best energy. I always feel so good when I'm around you, and you're such a giver. So I'm so excited to get some time with you this morning. So take it away, Renee. Tell us all the things.
Oh, goodness. I love that. Thank you so much, Jess. I definitely have a mutual feeling with you. And that happens a lot here at Epic. I don't know. It almost feels like there's before you come through the door, you got to have this, and this. But, like spirits attract. So I
Sure.
think that just kind of happens because when you come in, you almost kind of bring people in with you that kind of fit the mold. And if
It's
they
true. And
fit,
then we find each other too, because we're like,
yes,
might be my person. I'm gonna see.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I always said, and it's kind of strange because I've always said that you were my spirit animal because we're a lot alike in like what we like as far as like social media and that kind of thing. And so to answer your question, I want to answer your question, but then I want to say something else. The way I got to Epic, I just kind of felt like something was missing. It's not like I did not like my previous brokerage. I
Mhm.
absolutely, I did love it where I was, and it was great people there. I love my broker, just really cool people. But
Mhm.
I kind of felt like something was missing. And although I was about 5.5 years maybe 5 years into about 5 years into being a licensed real estate agent, although I have been around real estate for over 20 plus years because my husband and
Mhm.
I are investors. Um, you know, I felt like that it was time for me to go to the next level in my real estate business. I didn't know what that was. I didn't know what that looked like, but I just had an unction like
You get an
something's
itch. So,
yeah,
I get an itch.
something's missing. And so I had a conversation with a couple of my colleagues at my previous brokerage, and I was like, guys, I don't know what it is. It just feels like I should be doing more, something different. I don't know. So
Hmm.
then I read Who Moved My Cheese because I was still kind of, I was asking around, going to different brokerages, talking to different brokers.
Yeah.
And I read Who Moved My Cheese and it kind of clicked. It was like, yeah, it's time to go. Because I was feeling a little stagnant and I knew I wanted more. So in me, just kind of poking around, I somehow ran across Epic and I was like, what is this? Epic Realty. So I started watching videos on YouTube, just doing my research. And I was going to try to be slick because I'm licensed in Florida and Georgia.
Hmm.
And I saw a video of Florida, and whatever video I saw, we weren't in Georgia yet. And so I was like, oh, good. I can join in Florida because we're not in Georgia, so I can be at my current
Yeah.
brokerage
Play both.
and play both, and I'll see how I like it over here at Epic. And if I
Yeah.
like it, I'll switch my Georgia license. If not, I'll just jump on back to where I was.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so I called the Florida broker and he was like, "No, we are in Georgia." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I ended up talking to the Georgia broker and you know, probably 10, 15 minutes into the conversation, I was like, "Where do I sign?" But I did let her finish.
Hmm.
I let her finish and once she finished, I was like, "Okay, where do I sign?" It was a no-brainer for me. It was so much of a quick decision. Although that can be good and bad. But
Yeah.
for Epic in the transition, I have never looked back. I have never once regretted my decision. It was just like go and go all in. And
That's
here I
awesome.
am like a year and a
I
half
love that about you. I see, I'm
later.
similar. I feel like once I make up my mind about something, I'm in. I tried to ignore it. Dawn just sent me this text and it was the website. And she's like, what do you think? Or something. That was it. And so I was like, it sounds cool. What's the catch? And I'm not moving. Like I just moved a year ago. I have jumped around. I get FOMO. I'm a risk taker. I'm like, if there's something better, I'm here for it. So I was like, I just need to focus. I just need to do the things I know I need to do. So I tried to not come over and then I couldn't sleep and I just had the itch. And when it's time to level up, sometimes you don't know what that next step is, but you kind of get the itch for like, not this. So
Hmm.
sometimes I change my hair, sometimes whatever, but you just get like, I need a change.
Yeah.
I need to grow. It's time. But yeah, it's a crazy model. It offers more than I've ever seen. So it was pretty easy for me too. And like you, I've been all in. Had bumps, but it's so cool to be a part of building it. And it's so different than anything out there. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Get that. Could you try? Oh, my phone. Okay. So
She's always listening.
I know. So you're at Epic. You just go all in both states. And then how did you hear about Power Girls? What's your experience there?
So the Power Girls, how did I first hear about Power Girls? I think it was originally the state broker introduced me to Power Girls, and of course, the other thing about Epic is like we are this one big family. Like I don't know how many people from my previous brokerage that I even follow on Facebook or social media, but like
True.
now it's like everybody, like anybody I interact with, even some people that I don't, it's like we all are kind of, we're connected on
True.
social media as well.
Hmm.
And so I started seeing, the post about power. And I was like, oh, let me check it out. And that made me just come to, I think it may have been a Wine Down Wednesday the first time
Hmm.
I attended. And then after that, I just kept hearing and seeing all of you all like everywhere, whether it was, something like this, somebody was doing an interview, or, you were talking about the different areas of your business. And there was so much sharing and transparency and just these open books that you definitely don't see when it comes to being a part of a real estate brokerage, but
True.
you also don't see just generally in life. Like most people are very closed in, and
Surface.
yeah, their surface, that you really don't get to know people, but the energy and the vibe of these calls were just these authentically genuine, just open books. And I
Hmm.
love that because I always look for a place that's a safe space for me to be able to share, that's not judgmental, but that's also a space where people will, you know, I was telling my husband this morning, we were having conversations about friendships, and
Hmm.
I said, I am the friend that I desire to have.
Mm.
And what I mean by that is I can have fun, we can go out, have a good time, and, but as a friend, if I notice that there is, and I won't even say a flaw, because we all have flaws, but
Mm.
just an area where I feel like maybe if you said something wrong or you did something wrong, I feel like as a friend, it's almost like my responsibility to share with you, this is what I saw. Now you can agree, you can disagree. Why is this thing still
Mm.
going on?
Yeah, feelings about it is one thing, but this is what I
Yeah.
noticed.
But
Yeah.
I just feel like I should be able to share it.
We
But
need
I also want that to be reciprocated. Like I don't want to go around, sharing things with you, and then you see me and I'm somewhere and I say something totally out of line, or I do something out of line, and it's like, yeah, you shouldn't have did that, but I'm not going to say anything. Like, where's the
Mhm.
relationship in that? And so I welcome the open book. I welcome the transparency. I welcome the insight. I don't want to call it constructive criticism because that can sound somewhat negative. But if there is something that is going to help me go to the next level,
Mhm.
please share that with me. And I
Right.
kind of got that vibe or energy just from the transparency in Power Girls. And
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you what solidified it for me. One day I called Mary Baggett and something, had happened. And, we had a conversation about it. And I said, hey, look, if this is going to be in place or this is going to happen, then I'm out. Like, I can't, do this. And she was able to say, one, I'm glad you called me. I'm glad you were honest. And we had, I had a conversation about it, but I f- I love the fact that I could have that conversation and we could move from it. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It wasn't like anything antagonizing or attacking or anything.
Right.
It's just something that happened, and I wasn't sure where the direction of the group was going to go after it happened. But the answer she gave me, one, solidified it, but then also the fact that she thanked me for calling her.
Hmm. Yeah.
Some people could get offended by the fact that, like, who are you? Because I don't, at the time I didn't know Mary all that well, but I could see a person being taken aback, like, this is
Defensive.
my thing. Who are you to
Yeah.
question me?
No,
But
it takes, yeah,
I
it takes a
felt I
certain
had
level.
every right to ask the question.
Yeah.
But I said her response is going to solidify it for me. And the way she responded was so much of a leader from the perspective of who cared about her people,
Hmm.
who cared about my insight and how I felt about the situation, who heard me out completely and responded in such a way that I could not say, okay, I gotta stay here. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Based on her response. And it's just across the board. It's you, it's Mary, it's Don Loading. It's just all of these beautiful women who sit in this room, even though sometimes it's Zoom screens, we're just able to love on each other, and it's definitely a great experience.
It is. That connection is hard. Relationships can be hard for me. I'm an introvert. And so it feels easier to keep things at surface level sometimes. But when you can be vulnerable with these people and they're showing you you can because they're doing it, and that's when the connection really happens. And we're all struggling with so many of the same things, and it feels so lonely in our little home offices sometimes. So it's nice to know that we're not alone, nice to learn from other people's experiences and the collaboration, like you said. If there's something that could help me, I want to know it, whether it's growing, personally, because that personal development is such a huge part of all this. And people say they want feedback, but some people don't. I
No,
have my one best friend that I know if I ask her, she is going to give me her 100% honest answer. So if I don't really want to know, I don't ask her. But I love that. I love that we're mature enough and whatever to be like, to kind of call each other out, hold each other accountable. Accountability is supposed to be the highest form of love. Like, I want us all to get better. I want this Power Girls organization, this brokerage, whatever we're a part of, we want to keep growing and learning. So I love that so much. I feel the same way. And it's funny, I just had a similar experience with Mary. She called me and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I just heard this. Are you okay? How, like, I wish I would have known then." And I was like, "Oh no, it wasn't a big deal." And she's like, "No, but I want to talk about it. I want your feedback. I genuinely care and want to know, everything." And I was like, "Wow, that's cool." Because they could have swept it under the rug, just like I was trying to do. But it's
Yeah.
not good for anybody. It just harbors. So I love that. And I love being a part of your journey. What's next for you? What do you want to do? What are you going to do in these next couple of years?
Who knows?
I know, it
You know,
changes.
it changes, and I will say that being a part of Epic Realty, like, if you would have asked me that 2 years ago, I probably would have said something totally different
Oh yeah.
than what I'm doing right now.
Hmm.
Because there, even concerning real estate, like, there are so many different ways to do real estate that my eyes have been open to that I never even knew existed or even thought about doing. And I I think I have an idea, but I honestly don't know. Like I'm putting together, there are some things I'm putting together um that are going to, I don't want to say a whole lot, but that are going to meet agents like myself where we are.
Mm,
And when I say that, because ours can be an industry that if you're not doing a certain thing, you're looked at a certain way. And I
hmm.
won't say that here at Epic because again, the culture that's here is just it's so unique that regardless of where you are, you can fit in. But outside of here, there are definitely I don't know, sometimes it can feel cliquish or
Yeah,
you are not um you can't sit with us type stuff.
I hear that
And
a
so,
lot from
yeah,
agents. And I'm like, golly, how old are we? Come
yes,
on.
are we and instantly takes me back to Mean Girls and you can't
Hmm.
sit with us.
Hmm.
It's that kind of energy outside of here. And I hated that,
Yeah,
and my journey into real estate was not like most. And so when I got here, meaning just having the position of a real estate agent, it was somewhat different because I literally came in because of being an investor and my husband wanting an agent who knew investing, who knew numbers, who understood that part.
yeah,
And it was hard for him to find that. And unfortunately, you have people who think they know, but if you're not in it, you don't really, there's certain things you don't understand. And I'm not saying that person isn't out there or wasn't out there, but
sure.
he got tired of looking.
Yeah,
So he was like,
you're
get
it.
your license, please. And I was on a whole nother journey. Um, when that happened, I didn't want to end what I was doing. I was a professional photographer, and I had literally, as far as I was concerned, just made it because I was working with, oh gosh, what is the name of the agency here? It's a popular modeling agency here. I was working with, I think was it Factor models here, and I was working with Wilhelmina models in Miami. So
Dang.
part of the reason why I ended up in Florida is because my husband, well, my youngest son was a huge Dwayne Wade fan. So
Hmm.
every Christmas, wherever the Miami Heat were playing, that's where we were. And a lot of times it would
So
be
cool.
in Miami. So
Yeah.
on Christmas Day, typically we were at a basketball game. And that's what landed me in Miami, wanting to purchase property there, which we did eventually. That was one of our goals, and we ended up doing that, which caused me to get my license there. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm sharing that to say I was like, oh, I've made it with, so I was helping models at Wilhelmina
Yeah.
build their portfolio. So, would fly down every so often and do photo shoots and come on
That's
back.
cool.
So I was good. Like I'm in
Yeah.
Miami, I'm
Pretty
taking photo,
happy.
I'm doing this is my thing. And he just kept asking me. So I did let it go eventually. And that's how I ended up in real estate. So it wasn't a thing of always wanting to be, although I can probably consider myself at times an overachiever. It was just in being a real estate agent, it just never really, I've gotten better at it, of course, but I was never a salesperson and
No, me neither.
the door knocker and all that stuff. I
No.
was like, no, this I have to figure this thing out. And so I'm saying all that to say, coming to Epic Realty, there are so many ways that you can do real estate that's not necessarily doing real estate. And I
Mhm.
remember Sam sharing his story at PowerCon, and he said he had told he was giving his testimony, and he said that he had told his doctor that I'm a real estate agent that doesn't do real estate. and
Yeah.
who knew that I don't sell real estate, and who knew that that was even a thing. I didn't, other people may
Right.
have,
But
but
that's
they
the goal,
yeah,
you
it's
know?
so many referral. Like I would have never thought to do a referral based business to the degree that I'm doing it now,
Right.
or revenue share.
So
Like
many opportunities. It's crazy.
what
Yeah.
is that? What is revenue share? Like
Right.
What? I
I
can make
know.
money by bringing people into a company, huh?
I know. It's
All
crazy.
while being a real estate or a area leader, state leader. Like, what are these things? Like,
Yeah,
none of this stuff
I
existed.
know.
And so, so to answer that question, I could have an answer, but like, is it even realistic at this point in my life
Right.
to try to say what I'm gonna be doing 5 years
That's
from
true.
now? But I would like to have a community of agents that are like-minded, like-spirited,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
we just kind of do certain things together a certain way. And
Yeah.
so
Well, I want to
just
be in
try
that club, so count me in.
to
But yeah, that's quite brave to pivot and start over and just figure it out as you go. But
and
I
it's
love it. I
definitely
mean, yeah, accounting is what I did before. It's so different. But, even when we don't see the whole staircase, we just feel the nudges and the itches and follow our guts and just keep growing. It's so cool that, I don't know, to see you and me kind of like, okay, now we have to be leaders. Like, okay, I was not the top producing realtor in Austin by any means, but I have been doing it a long time and I'm scrappy and I figure things out. So, okay, let's step up. This is
hmm
what you want me to do, God? Okay, let's go.
yeah. The
So,
other beauty I like in that too, just our in one of our meetings, area leader meetings, Jill Lutz, our national area leader director,
mhm,
she made the statement to say, not every top producer would make a good area leader. Like, they may know how to sell real estate to this degree, but can they interact with people? Are they
it's
willing
different.
to,
Mm-hmm.
sacrifice doing a bunch of production to be able to pour into an agent who needs it? And
Mm-hmm.
so some people do it well. Some people do it very well.
Hmm.
Like Robbie Johnson, she's amazing at it. Like, how
Yeah,
that's the one you ask, how do you do all of this? But
I know.
the fact that in leadership that they understand that not everybody who is a great leader has to be great at producing or
Everything.
doing being
Right.
a top producer. Um, and it works for people who have a harder service that you can't learn in
Yeah,
a
you can't teach.
CE training.
It's
You just got to
valued.
have the
Yeah.
heart, and
Yeah,
it takes that more than anything.
it's true. Well, thanks for having your heart and having it here. I'm so grateful to be connected with you and getting to do this with you.
Same
And
here.
I'm excited to see you at leadership. And
Yes.
yeah, just have the best Friday and weekend. And I will see and talk to you soon.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.